Welcome back to Coffee with Chloe. I'm Chloe Varney, your local realtor here in the Roanoke Valley, and today we're getting a little controversial. I'm sharing 5 of my biggest real estate hot takes. These are things I hear people say all the time that I either completely disagree with or think people need to stop treating as fact. And I stand on every single one. So grab your coffee and let's get into it. Your first home does not need to be your dream home. Your first home is what helps you get to your dream home. Social media has completely changed what people expect their first home to look like. You open Instagram or TikTok and see these gorgeous houses. Huge kitchen, walk-in pantry, perfect bathrooms, 2-car garage, giant backyard. Everything is already done. And after seeing that over and over, it starts to feel like that's what your first house is supposed to look like. Well, it is not. You do not need everything right away. Your first home is where you start. Buy something that fits your life right now. Buy something that fits your budget. Then start building equity. As you pay down your mortgage principal, you're building equity in that home. When you're ready to sell, you use that equity towards the next house. That's how you move up. And please stop being scared of cosmetic updates. If you walk into a solid house and the biggest problem is that you hate the cabinets, paint them, change the flooring, replace the light fixtures, redo the bathroom when you're ready. There is a huge difference between a house that needs cosmetic updates and a house that has a major problem. Don't overlook a solid home because it doesn't look like your Pinterest board on day one. Make it yours, build your equity. Then when your life changes and you're ready for something bigger, use that first home to help you get there. Your first home does not need to be your dream home. Your first home is what helps you get into your dream house. Waiting until you have a huge down payment saved could be keeping you from buying your first home. This is one of the biggest misconceptions I hear all the time from first-time home buyers. People come to me thinking they need $30,000, $40,000 or $50,000 saved before buying a home is even an option. That is simply not the case. There are loan options with much lower down payments. There are also some amazing grants and assistance programs for first-time home buyers. Here in Virginia, qualified buyers have access to programs that help with down payment and closing costs. Some are actual grants that you don't have to pay back. There are also assistance options that help cover those upfront costs. This is why I tell people to come talk to me before they decide they're not ready. You don't need to understand every loan program. You don't need to research every grant by yourself. That's what we're here for. I'll connect you with lenders who work with these programs. They'll look at your situation and show you what you qualify for. Then we know what you're actually working with. So don't pull up a $300,000 house, calculate 20%, see $60,000, and decide you can't afford to buy. That is not what every buyer needs to bring to closing. And putting down as much money as humanly possible isn't automatically the best move either. You still need savings after you buy the house. Find out what your options are first. Find out what assistance is available to you. Then make the decision. Waiting until you have this massive down payment saved could be the exact thing keeping you from starting the process sooner. Stop shopping based on what you're approved for. Shop based on the payment you actually want. This one is huge. Let's say you get pre-approved for $400,000. Amazing. That does not mean we're immediately going out and looking at $400,000 houses. The first thing I want to know is what payment you're actually comfortable with, because getting approved for a payment and wanting to make that payment every month are two completely different things. You have a life outside of your house. You want to go out to dinner, you want to travel, you want to save, you might want to invest. And once you own a house, you need money set aside for that house too. Things break, things need maintenance. That's a part of home ownership. So if you're approved for $400,000, but you're much more comfortable with the payment around $325,000, we're shopping around $325,000. That's your budget. Don't stretch yourself yourself just because a lender says you qualify for more. And don't fall in love with the house first and try to convince yourself the payment is fine afterward. Know your comfortable payment before we start looking. I would much rather see you buy less house and still have money to enjoy your life. You should be excited when you get the keys. You shouldn't immediately be stressed about the first mortgage payment. Your dream home is not your dream home if the payment makes you miserable every month. Your parents' home buying advice is probably outdated. This one might get me in trouble. And no, I'm not saying don't listen to your parents. I love when my buyers have parents who are involved and want to help them. Ask their opinion, bring them to the showing, listen when they notice something you didn't. But remember this, your parents probably bought their first home in a completely different housing market. The market has changed. Home prices have changed. Loan programs have changed. The buying process has changed. So when you hear, well, when we bought our first house, listen to them, but understand that their experience isn't automatically going to be your experience. Maybe they tell you that you need 20% down. You don't. Maybe they tell you to offer way under asking because that's what they did. That does not make sense in every market or on every house. Maybe they look at today's prices and tell you there is absolutely no way that house is worth that much because they bought theirs for a fraction of the price. That was a different market. And this is where having professionals who work in today's market matter. Your realtor knows what's happening with homes right now. Your lender knows the programs and financing options available right now. Use your parents as a resource. Just don't let advice from 20 or 30 years ago override what's actually happening today. Listen to your parents, value their opinion, but buy your house based on today's market, not the market they bought in. You don't need the realtor with the most years of experience. You need the realtor who actually works for you. And obviously, as a young realtor, I have a lot to say about this one. Years in real estate matter, experience is valuable, but the number of years someone has had their license does not automatically tell you how good of a realtor they're going to be for you. You need someone who actually works for you. Are they communicating with you? Are they explaining what you're signing? Do they know what's happening in the market right now? Are they advocating for you when something goes wrong? Are they actually available when you need them? That is what matters. I'd rather have an agent who's hungry, responsive, constantly learning, and treating my transaction like it matters than choose someone solely because they've had a license for 25 years. And that goes both ways. Being young doesn't automatically make someone a great agent either. You still have to know what you're doing. You still have to put in the work. You still have to know when you don't know something and go get the answer. But stop choosing your realtor based on one number. Interview them, ask them questions, look at how they communicate, look at how they market. Pay attention to how they make you feel during that first conversation, because this person is helping you through one of the biggest purchases or sales of your life. You need someone that you trust. You need someone who's going to answer, and you need someone who's actually going to work for you. Don't choose your realtor based on how long they've been in the business. Choose the realtor who's going to show you why they deserve your business. Those are 5 real estate hot takes that I will stand on. And I already know some of you are going to disagree with me, so I want to hear it. Which one do you agree with the most? Which one do you completely disagree with? And please leave your own real estate hot takes in the comments, because if you guys have some good ones, we're absolutely doing a part 2. Thanks for having coffee with me. I'll see you in the next Coffee with Chloe. Cheers!